This is for the Christian who loves God, but feels numb, tired, or spiritually empty, and wonders what's wrong with them. The Bible speaks directly to that place, and it never shames it. So here are 7 scriptures, each kept in context, showing how Jesus calls us to respond and how the Holy Spirit meets us when we feel emotionally dead. Number 1, Matthew 11, verse 28 through 30 says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And here's the context. Jesus is speaking to people who are crushed by religious pressure, burnout, and impossible expectations. Not just physical tiredness, but soul fatigue. So what does this teach? Jesus doesn't tell the weary to do more. He tells them to come. Emotional deadness is often a sign you're carrying a weight you are never meant to carry. Rest is found in relationship. Number 2, Psalm 42:5 says this, "Why are you cast down, O my soul? And why are you in turmoil within me? Hope in God." So here's the context. David isn't denying his depression. He's actually comforting it. He names his despair while still choosing hope. So what does this teach? It teaches that God allows believers to feel spiritually low and talk honestly about it. Faith isn't the absence of emotion. It's actually choosing hope inside emotional pain. Number 3, John 14:16 through 18 says, "You are not abandoned. And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another helper. I will not leave you as orphans." So here's the context. Jesus says this the night before the cross, knowing his disciples are about to feel confused, afraid, and emotionally shaken. So what does this teach us? Well, the Holy Spirit is not just a power. He's actually a helper and a comforter. So when Jesus feels distant, the Spirit stays present. Emotional numbness does not mean abandonment. So remember that, my friends. Number 4, Romans 8:26 basically goes over why you can't even pray. So likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. And the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And here's the context of it. Paul is writing to suffering Christians, acknowledging that life in a broken world is painful, even for believers. So what does this teach us? If you feel too empty to pray, the Holy Spirit steps in for you. Silence, tears, or confusion are not failures. They are places where the Spirit works most deeply. Number 5, Ezekiel 36:26 through 27. God revives what feels dead. "And I will give you a new heart, and I will put my Spirit within you." Here's the context of it. God speaks to Israel after their rebellion and spiritual collapse. They are spiritually dead, and God promises a restoration. So what does this teach? That emotional deadness does not disqualify you, and God specializes in heart renewal, not heart condemnation. Revival is God's work, not your willpower. Number 6, Galatians 5:20 through 25 says, "Fruit comes from abiding, not forcing. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, gentleness, peace." And it goes on. Here's the context. Paul contrasts works of the flesh with works led by the Spirit. Fruit is the result of walking in the Spirit, not trying harder. So what does this teach us? If joy or peace feels absent, it doesn't mean you're fake. It means you're being invited back to dependence, not self-effort. Fruit grows naturally where the Spirit is leading. Number 7, Revelation 3, verse 1 through 3. "Wake up, don't give up. You have the reputation of being alive, but you are dead. Wake up and strengthen what remains." And here's the context. Jesus addresses a church that looks spiritually active on the outside, but it is truly empty within. So what does this teach us? Jesus doesn't abandon non-believers. He calls them to wake up and return. Emotional death is not the end, but rather it's a warning light pointing back to intimacy with him. So if you feel emotionally dead but still care, that itself is evidence the Spirit is at work. The Bible never says strong Christians never feel empty. It actually says God meets them there. Blessings, my friend.